This video showcases the tentative title, Wind, a top-down shooter borrowing elements from the puzzle genre. At first glance, Wind is a typical top-down shooter, or bullet hell game. However, if one approaches Wind in the same way as they would any other shooter, they may find themselves getting caught in some rather sticky situations. Ahem. By using the wind gauge, players can dynamically control the field of bullets, blowing them in any of 8 directions. Only one color of bullet may be blown at a time, either red, blue, or yellow. White is immune to the wind gauge. In addition to blowing away bullets, using the wind gauge will also damage enemies of the wind's color. Bosses will be severely damaged. Wind recovers at a fixed rate when not being used, and recovers much faster when not shooting. The applications of the wind gauge are vast. Tactically applying the wind gauge requires forethought and planning, especially when presented with a large field of bullets. The player must take into account not only the bullets nearby, but also the bullets across the screen that will be affected. Assuming a standard controller setup, the player controls their character with the left stick, controls activation and direction of the wind with the right stick, and can cycle their current color either forward or backward with the left and right triggers. Shoot can be toggled by tapping either the A button or the left or right bumpers, or players will have the option to hold for shoot. The player will often find scenarios that can only be overcome with the wind gauge, but other times they may find that using the wind gauge actually makes something harder. This pattern is a good example of the latter. While cleverly using the wind gauge can make a boss fight go faster by hitting the boss's weakness, sometimes it turns a relatively simple pattern into a raging death trap. All bosses lose health over time in addition to whatever you inflict, which often makes timeout the safer but less flashy way of taking down a boss. All assets used in this prototype were either created or were modified from presets in Unreal Engine 4. The player size is accurate to their intended hitbox size. In the final product, the player model would be larger, using a special collision mask for only the hittable area. Additionally, in practice, there would be far more than one type of enemy. There's just only so much you can do when using basic shapes as proxies. As an aside, the bulk of the time spent working on this project involved writing tools and functions to make level editing easier. The end result is a fairly robust editor capable of quickly and easily creating scenarios. The level design for the prototype stage was completed in a single day.